So for criminal cases, there are 4 different courts that a case might end up in: the Magistrates Court, the Crown Court, the Court of Appeal, and also the Supreme Court. As you go up this list, the courts have increasing levels of power and have authority over the courts below them. I mention criminal cases specifically because there are also county courts and high court, but these relate to civil law instead, so we'll take a look at them in another video. In reality, there are loads of different things that determine which court a given case will go to, but generally speaking, the more complex or serious a case is, the higher up the chain it will go. So if we start at the bottom with magistrates' courts, these deal with the huge majority of criminal cases. Almost every case starts in a magistrates' court, and close to 95% of them are resolved there as well. They deal with more minor forms of crime, so for example most motoring offences, common assault where there's no serious harm, and minor criminal damage as well. Usually the verdicts and sentencing decisions made in the magistrates' court are made by a panel of 3 magistrates, and importantly, there's no jury present. Then, one level up, we have the Crown Court. The Crown Court is the one you probably imagine when you think of a court. It does have a jury, a group of people that decide whether a person is guilty or not, and it also has a judge, who's there mainly to make sure that the law is applied correctly throughout the case. And the Crown Court is the court that hears all of the more serious offences, so trials for manslaughter, armed robbery and even murder would be heard here first. Then, above the Crown Court, we have the Court of Appeal. This court hears a range of appeals that are made against the convictions or sentences handed down by the Crown Court. Depending on the evidence, it may overturn or change a verdict or sentence previously given. Then, finally, at the top, we've got the Supreme Court, the most senior court in the UK legal system. This is where appeals are made against the decisions of the Court of Appeal, and usually it's involved only in the most complex or important legal cases, often where the outcome of the case is considered to be of national significance. So, for example, whether people can sue the police for compensation is a case that was heard in 2018. Anyway, that's everything for this one. I hope this video gave you some sense of context for understanding the different courts that make up the system, and in future videos I'll go over all the details. So things like the difference between judges and magistrates, the difference between civil law and criminal law, how the jury works, what bail and remand are, and we'll also look at what the county courts and high court do. If you found it helpful, please do give the video a thumbs up and see you in the next one.